Welcome to Spoop Squad, the podcast that watches horror films that go flop in the night. I am your spoopy host, Jared, and I'm here with...
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Nathan.
Tonight we watched Ghost Ship. This movie is from 2002. We watched it on Netflix. It's rated R. It came out in
it's rated
October.
R.
R for Ghost Ship, I guess. I don't know. This movie came out around like Halloween in 2002. It had a budget of 35 million.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you say it grossed?
68.
68.
That's bad.
Only one away.
It owes us $1 million.
It owes us $1 million.
It was almost nice.
Not
It's
quite.
just
nice.
nice.
It's nigh. Yeah. This movie is rated on IMDb as a 5.5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was that for?
I wouldn't give it that much.
Well,
You'll have a chance to give it your rating later.
you will.
Nick is not with us today.
Nick
He
is not
couldn't
with
make
us
it.
tonight, no. But Hannah is taking his place.
Yes.
So, Hannah,
Yes.
why don't you give us a synopsis?
All right.
Arr.
You just gonna
You
do
should have
that?
said, aye, aye, Captain.
No. All right. I hate you so much sometimes.
Here come the nautical puns.
All right. A salvage crew discovers a long-lost 1962 passenger ship floating lifeless in a remote region of the Bering Sea and soon notices that its long-dead inhabitants may still be on board.
Oh, maybe on board.
It's spoopy.
Is that a wood grain board? Swerving on that board? Swerving on that board?
Really don't want to laugh at this.
You can. It's okay. Jared doesn't get it because he doesn't listen to Beyonce.
You ain't got that queen bee in your life?
Nah.
Nah.
I don't need Queen Bee in my life. It's all right.
I love how serious you were about that.
I mean, I don't.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, Hannah,
Yeah.
what's your one good thing?
My one good thing, to me, it's one of the only good things, is that they constantly played Mudvayne because they thought it was going to be like heavy, spooky music.
Oh, yeah, because it's
and it
2002.
cracked me up every time. That's my one good thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Nathan, what's your one good thing?
Oh, my one good thing is the opening scene to this because it is one of my favorite opening scenes of any horror movie ever.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Because it's almost everybody gets chopped in half except for the little girl
Pretty much.
and the captain of the ship. But he's like bent over trying to protect the girl, and then it just chops his head in half.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
And she watches his top half of his head just slide off.
And then in an instant, there were twice as many people on the dance floor.
And that one hand
is accurate. Yeah.
Hey, Jared, what's your one good thing?
My one good thing is where Munder and Dodge are in the mess hall and they start like eating all this old food that's canned.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they're talking about how it's so good, and all of a sudden Munder like opens his mouth and it's just all maggots. It's so gross.
It's so bad.
And he looked at Dodge and he's like, "Oh, you got something on your mouth." And then he like, as he puts a spoonful in his mouth, and then he's like, "Ugh."
Yeah, and they don't just fall out of his mouth. It's really gross.
"Oh no, not all this protein. All of this stuff that's not gonna kill me."
I've already had my protein for the day.
Bear Grylls ate a rotting fish. Like he bit into it and its eye squirted out. It was,
Oh my! Ugh.
have you guys never seen this?
Yes, I have. I just don't want to relive it.
It's one of my favorite things. It's so gross every time I see it, but it never ceases to make me go, "Oh no."
Oh my god!
All right, I guess it's time
So
for the
that's
kill.
ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. Is it time for the kill breakdown?
It is time for the kill breakdown.
So Nick's not here, so I'm doing the kill breakdown. It was delegated to me. Also, my phone battery's getting low, so we may not get through it all. So we might have to go fast. Okay. It says, ghost ship, kill, breakdown. That's what I put at the top of my notes. The first one is beautiful floral arrangement gets sliced in half by wire. Because that's a murder of art. And then,
I like how you're talking about how your phone is almost out of battery, but let's talk about the flowers.
yeah. And then
These are very important.
Then immediately after the floral arrangement gets sliced in half by the wire, everyone on the dance floor, except for the little girl, gets cut in half. And the captain, his head gets cut in half. That's the third. And then I've got the Arctic warrior blows up and kills Santos. So that's 2 deaths because when the Arctic warrior, that's the boat, that's their tugboat that they're going to pull it in with. And when it blows up, I was sad because
Jesus Christ.
it made me think of that crab show.
Yeah, SpongeBob.
Yeah. And then the little girl, Katie, you see her hanged in the closet. And then Greer, played by Isaiah Washington, piece of shit, jumps down an elevator shaft trying to hug Francesca, who is naked. She naked, and then she went ghosty on him, and he fell to his death.
Well,
And
she's one of the ghosts on the ship.
yes,
She is the singer that was there whenever everybody died.
yes. And then the chefs there are a bunch of chefs murdered on the floor of the kitchen, and then there are people dressed like chefs who are putting poison in the soup at dinner, and then a bunch of people are like throwing up, and I'm guessing they're dying. It's like rat poison.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, so I can't remember if it was Dodge or Munder, but one of them was talking to Murphy about how many people were on the ship, and Murphy was saying it should have been like 600 people.
No, he said there was a crew of 500.
A crew of 500?
It was an ocean liner.
It was a huge
Yeah, no, I
ocean
know.
liner. It should have held like, I don't know, 3,500 people.
So maybe he was talking about 600 passengers and 500 crew?
No, I mean there wouldn't have been like one person, like an almost 1-to-1 ratio.
I just remember him saying 600 at some point whenever talking about people on board or something.
He just said it had a crew of 500. You're welcome. Okay, so next, the nice crewman who was nice to Katie at the beginning gets his neck sliced by a razor, and then like a straight razor, not the scooter. And then people get shot in the pool. There's a man killed in a hallway by that same razor. As a dude kills other hijackers. The guy with the razor kills a bunch of the other hijackers with a machine gun, and he goes to kiss Francesca, and then she, as soon as he turns back around, she shoots him, and then Francesca gets the hook. I love that.
What?
Because there's like a hook on a chain in the cargo area where Francesca is. And after she kisses Ferryman, it comes down and hooks her under the chin and then picks her up. And then she dies. And then you see that Murphy has drowned in an aquarium. Murphy is the captain. Munder gets crushed by the engine or something in the engine room.
Gears.
Some sort of gears. So Dodge dies, and we don't know how. We're just told that by Ferryman. And then Ferryman gets blown to bits by debris in the ship explosion, but he's not really dead. But that was a really dope scene.
Yeah, I mean, Ferryman has been dead boy this whole time.
Yeah, he gets hit and then he explodes, and then it's just like black ashy bones are flying everywhere.
Yeah,
but the way they did it, I mean, yeah, it's CGI, but it's seamless. It was really well done.
It was good.
Like if I didn't pick the opening scene, I would easily have picked the special effects in this movie because they're excellent.
Yeah, for being 17 years old now.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of mix of practical and CGI, and the CGI that they did is most of it's really, really, really subtle.
Yeah, I like that it is more practical than it is special effects.
Yeah.
For a movie like this, that's saying a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, I mean, when you're outside the ship looking at the ship, you can tell that it's fake.
Yes.
Like when the ship is sinking, that's obviously a fake ship. Like it looked faker than Titanic, and it came out like 4 years later
With all the ghost sperm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the weird little ghost sperm that are like swirling around the ship as it's like Mr. Narwhaling back into the water. Hope you find your dad. That's what I've said that every time we've watched this movie.
No, I know, but it gets me every time.
Because it's funny. You're welcome.
So there's definitely a part in this movie where it goes complete Shining.
Yeah.
And it should be considered like the sequel to The Shining or something like that, because it's like everything about
there is
for
a
like
sequel to The Shining though.
For like 15 minutes total in this movie, it seems like you're in the world of The Shining.
Well, it's the when the original like crew, and it's like when everybody was actually dying or was still alive, like from when the boat first, like I don't know, when everybody died on it. I don't know. My mouth got full of spit, and I had to stop talking.
I'm completely confused as to what you were even saying.
I'm talking about like when back Katie's group of people, the original group of people on the boat. Whenever they show that, and then there's like the thing where Isaiah Washington gets shininged. Is that what you're talking about? When like just the tables all like go in the right place, and then like suddenly there are people there dancing and stuff, and
and Murphy is in the captain's quarters, and he's having the old dead captain serve him drinks.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but also Francesca is like, she gets Greer to fall down the elevator shaft, turns around, and she's like old woman all of a sudden.
Why is she old lady?
I don't know why she old lady, but that definitely happens in The Shining also.
Yeah. Are we in ridiculous moments?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I want to start. I really want to hit on that for a second. Why did she turn into an old lady when she turned around? Like she wasn't old when she died?
Don't know.
Like completely different hairstyle, and it's all gray.
Yeah.
Like
that's why I'm saying they were trying to be The Shining.
What this does is it poses the question of, do ghosts age? Because Katie doesn't age, but Katie also couldn't get marked by a ferryman.
No, ghosts cannot age.
You sure?
It does not work that way.
Ghosts can't hide their boobs either, because she was bad at that.
Yeah.
She was real bad at hiding her boobs.
She was like, oh, I'm going to cover them. No, I'm not. Both my nips are showing.
Oh, no, see my nip. Here's my other nip. Oh, no.
Oh, no, they're all out and exposed. Oops.
But you know, when she was like leaning over the elevator and he was like falling, and then he like actually fell, he got a real good look at him.
I bet he didn't. I bet they were just a blur.
You don't
Probably.
You don't think that he would have been like? No, he had his glasses on.
Nah, they were a blur.
He tried to take a mental picture.
He was like, "Oh no, gotta take it to my spank bank in heaven."
You know for a fact that guy's not going to heaven.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure, because the character is a total misogynist.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like he tells Epps, who's Julianna Margulies, to shave his balls earlier on, and then with Francesca, he's like, it's not cheating on my fiance if you're a ghost.
It's like different area codes type.
Yeah.
Theology, I guess.
When you said that, all I heard in my head was, I got
hose. I was actually gonna sing it. I got hose.
We can't afford that song. We need to stop.
In different spiritual planes. Different planes of existence.
There's another part earlier where Santos is working on the engine on the tugboat.
Engine.
And
you talking about when the engine spits in his eye?
Yeah, the engine just spits on him. And then he like wipes it off his shirt and sniffs it and is like, oh yeah, that's sweet, or still sweet. But before that, he's talking to a picture of his car as if it's his girlfriend, wife, whatever.
They lead you to believe it's a girlfriend until they like reveal that it's a car, and then you're supposed to go, oh, Santos.
Oh, he just likes to fuck machinery.
I mean, you know, if that's his thing, if that's what he's into, just come right out and say it. He married his car.
Wait, is this like the guy that's legally married to a chicken nugget?
There's somebody who's legally married, or not legally, but they are married to the Golden Gate Bridge.
I've seen that.
There was a documentary about her.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you're just not going to marry a ghost, then what are you doing with your life?
Jared, don't yuck everybody's yum. If somebody wants to hump a bridge or a car, let them.
Some people want to have phantom babies.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine.
I know. That's why I'm saying. Ghost marriage or nothing for me.
I'm pretty certain that someone is married to the Eiffel Tower. Like, I'm like 80% sure. I'm not going to look it up because
your phone's dead.
It's not dead yet.
So what other ridiculous moments are there? There's,
All right. My ridiculous moment that just gets me every time. I am getting it.
Get it.
Gets me every time is at the end when Epps is in the water with ferryman. And he's like, what are you going to do? Shoot me? And she shoots the C4 remote.
Oh, yeah.
With a harpoon gun.
Yeah, she
and
deadly
it
accurate.
Works. Like what?
I'm just more impressed with her aim.
Well,
that
what
she's
I mean.
that accurate with a harpoon gun out of the water. Harpoon guns are designed to work in water. Like, you know, like how the harpoon has fins on it, the head does.
Yeah.
It helps it go straight. But she's shooting it like out in the air. Should not have done that.
No.
Agreed. It's
Thank
a ridiculous thing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But she knows how that equipment works.
It's fair. But I mean, it's not like she goes to like also we don't know. She might be in like a league, you know, like where people throw axes, but it's spear guns instead.
Yeah, spear guns.
Oh, I want to do that real bad. I want to throw axes so bad. Like, I wake up every morning thinking, is today going to be the day I get to throw an axe? And I want it to be, and it never is.
You can make that happen.
Take me axe throwing.
I don't have an axe.
No, you go and you rent them.
Just go
And
buy
it's just
one.
like, psh.
No, that's a whip.
Fair.
With an axe, you got to follow through.
So, Jared, you had a ridiculous moment?
I did. What about whenever they get back from their first haul that you see, and then they're just dumping all this money on the dive bar table in front of all these people
Not
at the
for
bar?
real.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Like, I have worked in multiple dive bars. It's hard to leave a quarter on the table. People will wrestle you for $1.
Yeah.
Or pizza. I've seen it happen.
I've seen somebody drop a handful of change and seen a bunch of people dive to the floor and not like try to give the change back to that person.
Yeah.
Is that why they're called dive bars?
No.
Oh, that got me.
Did it? I don't know why they're called dive bars. Are they called dive bars because you can't get any lower? You have to dive down to them? I don't know.
I don't know, but that was funny. That got me.
Jared, you made it funny.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast. So what about whenever the pool
Hi, I'm
fills
Nathan.
up with blood?
And then there's the people swimming in all that
Yeah.
Kool-Aid.
So Epps falls down, hits her head, there's apparently blood that she leaves behind, and then the pool just sucks it up.
It goes,
Yeah.
And then it was like, nope, don't like that, and then starts spitting it all back out.
Yeah, and then it fills up with blood as she's walking away.
Yeah, and she does not notice.
I want to talk about how the ghost girl Katie is supposed to be trying to help Epps like get away and to like destroy the ship or whatever, to like set everyone free. But like her first like 3 or 4 interactions with Epps is her just popping up and scaring the shit out of her.
Well, yeah, I think that's mostly because you have to entertain yourself when you're dead.
No, but like when Munder falls through the plates, and we're going to talk about this in a minute because that's one of mine. When he falls through like the ceiling, and Epps is holding him, from falling, to. I mean, he wouldn't die; he'd just hurt himself.
He'd probably break his legs.
Yeah, but she like looks over, and then Katie's just standing there, like looking at her, like, "What's up?"
What's up? I'm a ghost, and I'm here on the stairs.
It's like, I see you. Just the look she gave her. It's like it's sinister. Like it's intentionally sinister.
And then again, whenever Epps is in the pool, that's the reason why she falls down, is because Katie scares her.
Yeah. If Katie had been a little more mindful.
Yeah, just be chill, man.
No, I mean, if I was a ghost, I would do that all the time.
I probably would too. I'm going to be honest.
No. I wouldn't even help anybody. I would just scare the shit out of them.
Boo. Ha, scared you, bitch. I'll get you again.
I'll get you again later. But back to that deck plating. When they first get on the boat, Murphy says, hey, careful, 30 years of rust or 40 years of rust or however long he said, or 50 years or whatever he said, it can turn deck plates into quicksand. And it's said in such a way that it's foreshadowing. So we know that at some point someone's going to fall through these deck plates. And after it happens to Munder, it's when this line is delivered, it feels like it should be some sort of like later plot device.
I don't know. I mean, I think that he says it, you can tell it's foreshadowing. It happens once and you're past it.
Yeah, but then like immediately after, like he fell through the plates and almost fell into the ballroom, and then everybody just is walking around like, oh, no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's being careful.
Yeah, nobody's being careful. They found the one spot.
Splitting up. Nobody knows where the hell anything is, and they're like, all right, let's pull a Scooby-Doo, I guess, and go separate ways.
Zoinks.
Jinkies. But what about whenever they pull Munder back up from falling through the floor?
And he says, "Is it? Ooh, I almost shit my pants." Or I think I shit my pants.
Yeah. And then Dodge says, "Nah, you always smell that way."
It's like a good burn.
Yeah. It's like, haha, you almost died, bitch.
It's like it's that was the script writer's way of like, showing their relationship.
Which is like, oh yeah, you almost died. And
they're friends, but they're not going to be sad when the other one dies.
Yeah.
But those two, Munder and Dodge, were definitely like buddies. Like, more than just friends.
Yeah, they were Scooby and Shaggy. Because they were the only ones that were like, okay, everybody else is going to split up, but you two stay together.
Is it because they were too dumb to split up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, here's one at the end with Ferryman when he's talking to Dodge. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, because at no point in the rest of the movie do you get the feeling, do they even hint that Dodge might have feelings for Julianna Margulies? What's her character's name?
Epps.
Yeah. There's no hint at it, no nod at it. There's no, like, he doesn't look at her other than, like, just another one of the crew.
There could be subtle hints.
Dude,
but
I've watched this movie, like, 7 times.
What's the book he's reading whenever he's...
I don't know.
He's reading some book whenever everybody's, like, just about to get onto the boat.
I don't know.
I can't remember. I don't know.
Not important. But, yeah, so...
But it could be important.
I don't know. Let's go back and watch it again. Fuck it.
I would beg to
Shut
differ.
the podcast down. Let's go watch it again.
No. I don't want to watch it again.
Hope you spoop your pants. Bye.
What about
us? No?
Is that the Pink song?
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah.
It just popped in my head, and so that's what I did. In my head, it sounded like Michael Bolton. Pink sounds like Michael Bolton, so it's not a far cry.
So what about whenever Murphy goes into the captain's quarters and finds an open bottle of whiskey and a glass with just old whiskey in it, and then he thinks about drinking it?
Yeah.
Also, why would there just be whiskey in a glass? Like, he wouldn't be suspicious of that? He wouldn't walk up and go, I mean, eventually that shit would evaporate.
All right. So one of my ridiculous moments.
Get it?
I am.
I just get excited.
So how long were they on this ship? Like a few days? Pretty much. They're only out there for a few days.
It's probably, well, yeah, they had 3 days before the boat would hit the rocks. So this is about 3 days.
Yeah. Okay, so at the end, whenever Epps realizes like who Ferryman is and all of that, and she's running back to get Murphy, and she's running all over the ship, and she knows exactly where she's going
Oh, yeah.
on this ocean liner. And that's one thing that always gets me about this movie is everybody knows exactly where they are at all times and exactly where they're going and how to get back to everything. If I was on an ocean liner for only a couple days, I wouldn't know where the hell I was going.
Have you ever been on a cruise?
No.
I've been on a cruise.
It's a
kind of,
fucking maze. Like
Well,
you don't know where you're
no,
going
like,
until
that's
like
my
you're
point.
almost
well, no, on
about
a
to
cruise
get
ship,
off.
the main areas are always easy to find.
Okay, but
'Cause
they
they-
were like back in corridors and way back in the kitchen. It's
The
like,
engine room. and
yeah.
With
The laundry room.
They were basically in like
Yeah.
the same 5 hallways over and over and over again.
Well, yeah, that's because they couldn't afford more of a set. But like, if you're just on a cruise ship, you know what? Like, that's a lot of ship.
It is a lot of ship.
So question.
Yeah.
Whenever the ship explodes.
There was a
right-
goat.
Yeah, whenever the goat explodes.
The goat. Okay, the goat.
That was the goat.
Ghost goat.
So whenever the ghost ship explodes, right? All of the souls that were trapped on board, all the ghosts,
Yes.
can leave now.
Yes.
Why couldn't they leave through the slit in the bow? Like,
Because the ship wasn't sunk. If the ship started to sink, I think, like if it actually was like going down, like if it had come back around and hit the rocks and actually put a big hole in it and the ship sank, then they would have been able to leave. This is more like they lose like 3 ghosts a day.
Wait, what was
It was
the
a
name?
slow leak.
Yeah, what was the name of this ship?
The Santa Graza?
The Ariana Grande.
Yes.
yeah, that's it.
Y'all, I got it. It was the Ariana Grande. That's why they could fit 1,300 people on it or in it.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't really know a whole lot about Ariana Grande other than the fact that she can do a really good impression of Jennifer Coolidge and a killer impression of Celine Dion.
Yes.
That's all I know about Ariana Grande. I don't even know what her music sounds like.
That is more than I know.
All
Okay.
right, what's
Okay.
the point of the movie?
There is a fucking point in the movie where the tugboat blows up, but before it blows up,
It's
so
called the Arctic Warrior.
the Arctic Warrior.
That's her name.
Yes, the Arctic Warrior blows up, but before she does, Greer is at the helm, right? And Santos is under the deck in the
Yes.
engine room, and
Blaring Mudvayne.
yeah, blaring Mudvayne and talking to machinery.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you see the propane tank start to open,
Yes.
and then like
And then he
Santos
smells
tells Greer that they're good to go, and then he starts sniffing the air as if you can smell propane.
Yeah. It's a clean gas, y'all. I mean, it's not carbon monoxide, but
Thanks, Hank Hill.
The part that always gets me is when Munder is trying to fix like the kink in the hose or whatever is going on at the end of the movie. And so he's down there and the gears turn on and he gets sucked into the gears and you see no blood until after his entire body has been crushed. and it slowly starts eating away at his legs, and there's no blood, there's no nothing, and then it just gushes out.
That's because all the gears are pinching the vessels closed.
Oh my God. Science.
Oh my God. But you know what else gets me about that is whenever Epps goes in and she's yelling for him and she looks down in the water.
And it's got his shitty face.
But like his face is fine.
No,
like,
but it doesn't look like his face.
It doesn't look like his face.
It looks more like Ferryman than it looks like him.
No, I know for sure. But it's like, okay, if you've just been put through practically a meat grinder, your face is going to be messed up, like for real. And then his face was just fine. Everything else was shredded and in pieces, and then you just have his untouched face.
Well, because you got to know it's him.
It didn't even look like him.
Okay, so I guess the last thing that I really want to talk about is the ending. The ending was just kind of dumb to me.
The fact that she survived on top of a chest floating in the... Also, a chest that's been dry rotting on a cruise ship for 40 years.
Yeah.
But she's just been hanging onto it, floating around in the ocean for what I assume is a couple of days.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But even beyond that, whenever she gets off of this ship that picks her up, she's getting put into the ambulance, and then you see
I think
this
you mean
new
the
crew.
wambulance.
Yeah, the wambulance. Good one, Nathan.
Going to Weenie Hut General.
So she's sitting back of the wambulance, and
there we go.
She starts to see this crew get on board the ship that she just got off of.
Carrying that gold.
Carrying the gold, which, by the way, how the fuck did the gold get over there?
It's magic gold.
And then after this crew carrying the gold, then you see Dead Boy. It's Ferryman. And
Wait, hang on. I just solved the movie.
okay.
He's a leprechaun. Ferryman is a leprechaun. That's why he's got all that gold.
He did wear green the entire movie.
He did wear green the entire movie.
But he's not Irish.
And you don't know that. And when he just didn't have an accent. I mean, I have Irish ancestry. And I sound like this.
It was his disguise.
Yeah, you don't
You're
know
not
what he's
supposed to know.
Yeah, he lived a lifetime of sin, and then he was turned into a leprechaun by upper management.
He was turned into a leprechaun by upper management.
And that's why he has all the gold.
Okay.
Who was upper management though? Because
God.
you got
The devil.
leprechauns and river trolls.
Oh, it's Mab. Mab is the queen of the fairies.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, this is a thing that I actually know.
That's fairy.
They're coming for you in your sleep, idiot.
I hope so.
Can I tell y'all one thing I do every time I watch this movie to get through it?
Play on your phone the whole time?
No, I told you what I was doing.
I know.
No.
Drink wine coolers.
Yes. I mean, I do that all the time anyways. But when they were in the kitchen and they were putting the rat poison in the pots to kill everybody, it immediately takes me to that episode of Bob's Burgers when Bob gets shanghaied onto the cruise ship. And then I just imagine if the rest of the movie was a Bob's Burger episode, what would happen? And it's like Munder dies and all you would hear is, because Tina would freak out.
And then there would have been a ghost capybara taking poops on the deck.
Yes. And then when Ferryman blew up, Tina would have been like, but where's the butt? That's how I get through that movie.
Or when Munder dies.
She would have taken his butt.
Yeah.
Well, there was no butt. She already took it.
Yeah, she already took it.
That's how everybody died. Louise with her crazy razor nails.
Yep. Clickety clack, clickety clack, clickety clack. Oh, Jesus, that's so good.
I know. That's how I get through it. All right, let's go ahead and get to ratings.
Okay.
Nathan, you first.
I am going to give this movie a skull. I love this movie. I don't care what anybody says. I've seen this movie like probably a total of 7 times, and I saw it twice in the theater when it came out.
You saw it twice in the theater?
Yeah, I fucking love this movie. It's so
This
so
is your
much fun.
Titanic.
This is my Titanic. I've seen this movie more than I've seen Titanic.
Me too.
I've seen this movie more than I've seen a lot of movies. I just love this movie. It's super fun. It's a movie that I would be willing to watch, with my friends, like, 4 more times than they're willing to watch it.
That's fair. Hannah, what about you?
I'm not giving this a skull. I have fallen asleep every time I've watched it, except tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Every other time I have fallen asleep. It doesn't hold my interest. I think there's just way too many missing pieces. I have to make up a Bob's Burgers episode to get through it. I appreciate the fact that Nathan loves it,
I love it.
but it's not for me. I'm not giving it a skull.
Oh,
What about you, Jared?
I am going to give this a skull. Not that it doesn't have its own problems. There are some things that I just didn't like the ending specifically.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, I love the fact that it's mostly practical effects. It does have its CGI moments, but
and that opening scene.
yeah, the opening scene just brings it all home. It starts out really good.
It starts off super strong.
Yeah.
So it's kind of worth it to wait through to the end. But even if you only watch the first scene of this movie and then fall asleep, you'll be fine. It's you'll still fondly think of this movie.
Yeah.
Sorry,
probably.
this is Jared's time to talk, and I'm just still plugging this movie because I fucking love it. Hey, Jared, what's the next movie we're gonna watch?
We're gonna watch Anna.
Anna Banana. No, it's just Anna.
It could be Anna Banana. I don't know.
I'm excited about this movie. In the preview, there's a bunch of people naked on the floor, and I don't know why.
I guess we're gonna find out next time on Spoop Squad.
Thanks for listening, guys. If you want to suggest movies, you can hit us up on Facebook.com/The Squad Podcast or on Twitter @Spoop Squad.
I hope you spoop your pants.
No.
Welcome, travelers, to the Mundane and the Arcane, a 5e D&D podcast. I'm Matt, the Dungeon Master for our new campaign.
I'm Deacon Bishop, and I like to party.
I'm Grognag Vagan Smith, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
And I'm Zenko, and I cast Guiding Light.
Come join our party as they explore the river town of Tristalin, fight threats like magical crabs, and rob stores such as Bards and Nobles. We release bi-weekly. Now everyone, I'd like you to roll initiative.
Forge audio.
Dream it.
Build it.
Share it.
My friend Tim shit in a bag.